Yes, I'm literally a few hours ago got off for a train in Lidford, London, and this morning I got on the Underground. You know when you go on the Underground, anywhere, but mostly in London, it was really busy, right? And I got myself in the train, and I squeezed myself in there. Now, you know, as the doors are about to close, there's always some prick in the platform who all of a sudden thinks they're a fucking X-Man, right? And can pass through solid objects. Well, this guy, he ran and ran and ran, and he just made it on the train, right? And he gave everyone a wee bit of a smug wink. But with a stunning lack of spatial self-awareness, the stupid prick forgot he had a rucksack on, right? So the doors close and he's hanging there like that, right? No knowing what to do. So he takes off the straps, right? And he pulls the straps, and he pulls and he pulls, and he pulls the straps away as the rucksack plopped on the platform and the train pulled out the station. And I thought that would have been brilliant if he was a suicide bomber. I was a physical education teacher for about 8-9 years, which brings with it a whole range of comedic situations within itself, you know. And I did that and thoroughly enjoyed it, but the bug was always there. I was musically inclined as well, so I was in a band for a while, and as Billy Connolly did, and I'm sure I didn't do it as well as he did, but while the rest of the band were tuning up their guitars and fiddling about with their various instruments, I would do a bit of chat with the audience, and that laughter is just like a drug. It just grabs you and intoxicates you. And when you get one, you want more and you want more. So yeah, I did that for a while. And then in 2000, well, in the 90s I had a bit of a run of family tragedies. My parents both died of cancer within about 4 years of each other. And one of the things you realise when a tragedy hits your life is that all the cliches are true, that life is too short. It isn't, this isn't a rehearsal, this is the real thing. So I just thought, if you want to do something, do it, have a go. And I went along to a comedy club. I wrote some material, about 5 minutes of material. Went well, got asked back the next day, and then just got the bug and started doing more and more. It kind of blossomed, and there was a few ups and downs, a few errors, a few mistakes in the way, but yeah, here I am 11 years later and still doing it and still working away, so something's working, something's going well. Actually, I think the Daleks are missing a beat. I know how the Daleks could actually defeat the Doctor, and that's if they revealed their ultimate Dalek weapon, and that would be the Glasgow Ned Dalek, right? You can just see it with the wee Burberry balls all the way down the side, baseball cap there, it'd be like, shut it, you ball bag, I'll burst you, you prick! Why the sheer facts of life? Partly, a big part of it is to do with memory. I have a terrible memory, and I think I made a subconscious decision at some point that talking about myself at least means that I'm never going to get lost in terms of the track of what I'm telling and the stories that I'm imparting. And also I think there's challenging preconceptions and the impression people will have of you when you walk on stage, that they will think I'm one thing and then I turn out to be something else. And that's interesting because you get a sort of pretty much a dichotomy in terms of the set. The set kind of is in two halves. I sense the audience almost switching off and just processing the information, and I love that, and that's really interesting. And I love seeing how it sinks into some audiences and how audiences react to it. And you see the audience's reaction is sometimes almost in sync with each other. They kind of sort of sit back slightly. And did he just say what I think he just said? And you see it sinking in, and it's an interesting process, and I really enjoy that, and I lap that up. So that's why I enjoy the personal stuff. I enjoy imparting that. I enjoy talking about that, and it's interesting. People enjoy hearing about those kind of stories. So the only reason I went out with Carol, and I swear to God this is the truth, the only reason I went out with Carol was because she had posters of Tom Cruise all over her bedroom wall, right? And that kind of helped in certain scenarios, For me, for us as comedians, getting some of that stuff out there is very therapeutic and very satisfying. The downside of it is that because it's so personal, if an audience doesn't laugh, if they don't respond to what you've said, then the danger is you can take it very, very personally. Because this is my life, I'm sharing this very sensitive information with you about my life and about my feelings. And you haven't responded the way I wanted you to or expected or hoped you would. And that's sometimes harder to take. Is it worth it? That laughter, everyone has at one point in their life experienced what it's like to get a group response to a joke or a line. Everyone has said something funny in front of friends at some point in their life. And no, I'm sure, I put my hand on my heart, and it's anecdotal, I would guarantee that not one human being has ever walked away from that situation and thought, oh, that was horrible. Everyone has enjoyed that. Everyone has had that moment of, wow, I made people laugh. Guys would chat me up and they'd say, that's what you do, and I'd say, actually, I'm a PE teacher. And every one of them to a man said, I pure hated PE at school, and then pissed off on me.